Hi, Craig.
Hi.
What's up?
Just filming you.
It's my last Screw Attack Top 10. My last one ever.
That's the end of our conversation?
Yeah, that's all we're going to say. It's my last Screw Attack Top 10. Don't worry, Top 10s aren't going away.
Oh.
But you can find out where I'm going to be going on October 10th, here in a little bit. Pay attention!
Oh. October 10th?
October 10th, you'll find out where I'm going to be. I always had a bunch of dumb fucking top 10 ideas that I couldn't make because they were really too stupid, or because, Craig, you wouldn't let me.
That's true. Yep.
You suck. So I thought I'd get them all out of the way on a single list for my final top 10. So here we go. I don't know why I always do karate, but it's the top 10 dumbest fucking top 10 ideas. Kick you in the nuts.
Number 10.
It's the one and only tactic you should really use in a bar fight. Top 10 Headbutts breaks out the top 10 dumb fucking top 10 ideas because I really almost made this one. But it's too fucking stupid and I couldn't come up with enough entries. I could have thrown down Shepard headbutting Krogan bitches in Mass Effect. Batman headbutts tons of people in the Arkham games. We could list Balrog in Street Fighter. Or even E. Honda, who does the wildest flying headbutt of all time. Headbutting is an attack that's been in video games for decades, even dating back to the old school in games like Battletoads, which features a head smash that's transcended generations and is in Killer Instinct to this day. Or, in the cases of characters like Ferengi, a way to show people that you have a great ass without taking off your pants.
Number 9.
I actually pitched this list a couple of times. Top 10 letting them have it. Letting them have it. Let's see, describe this. Gotcha. Remember Avengers when Loki is all like, and then the Hulk lets his ass have it? Or Lethal Weapon 4, when Riggs and Murtaugh fight Jet Li on that dock, and then they go in the water, and Riggs gets an AK and lets Jet Li have it. Double-barreling fools in Gears of War 3, stabbing people in the head with a knife in Army of Two, putting 2 rapiers through someone's fucking face in Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Or pretty much any disarm from Dead to Rights. Friggin' rolling under somebody and using bullets to make them levitate.
Number 8.
Shout out to YouTube commenter Eclipse Knight 95, who probably didn't know a suggestion would be on this top 10. Top 10 vent crawls. Some of the dumbest top 10 ideas would have to be ultra-specific actions. Crawling through vents is almost too iconic an idea to not make, which is why it ranks so high on the list of dumb fucking top 10 ideas. Like Final Fantasy VII. Remember being in the Shinra headquarters and crawling through the vents to spy on Hojo, Heidegger? I could never say his name right. And President Shinra? How about the countless Metal Gear, Splinter Cell, and Deus Ex vent crawls? Or perhaps the most iconic video game vent crawl of all time, GoldenEye 007, where you could sit idly and watch that guy take a shit before shooting him in the head. That's what vent crawling is all about.
Number 7.
Whether it's from the first-person view in Fallout or shitting out children by the thousands in Yoshi's Island, I think childbirths would be an awesome idea for a top 10. Births are super important in video games. You obviously couldn't even play Fallout if you weren't born, right? What about important moments in video game history? Like the birth of Ezio Auditore de Firenze. Watching a pus and blood-covered baby squirt out of a poon is fun and all, but what about Yoshi's Island? You can crap out your eggs and throw them at the bad guys. That franchise is all about the true beauty of creating life. The internet's always coming out with lists about killing and destroying life, but the internet needs to be positive and talk more about creating life.
Number 6.
How about I make a list about the top 10 hand jobs? Companies like Nintendo, they got more hand jobs than any other company out there. I'm not going to talk about how blatantly lazy and repetitive Nintendo is with its hand bosses, because you probably forgive them anyway, but it's not just Master Hand or Andros that would be on the top 10 hands list. What about Glover, the sentient glove that's content with rolling balls all day? Or Bionic Commando's Rad Spencer, who loves to swing with his wife. No, I don't mean they're meeting people in a dirty mattress room for a gangbang. I'm talking about how he swings with his wife. His arm is his wife. If I got the chance to make this list, I'd probably even talk about our own gamer hands. Which takes us straight into the next entry.
Number 5.
Fingernails. Who knows why they exist? Except in video games, where they exist to murder you. So we should cover that in a list. I'd throw down characters like Lady Deathstrike, with her fingers coated in adamantium. Those sons of bitch Deathclaws who will swipe your damn head off. Saberwolf, who doesn't carry a saber, but will still chop the shit out of you with his razor-sharp clutches. Or maybe even the witch from the Left 4 Dead series, who really needs to file her shit down because, girl, damn. Including entries like Ursa's super cute pink nails from Dota 2 would round out the list, probably topped by Kronos' unkept, flaky tragedies.
Number 4.
The top 10 invisible first-person shooter player models. You know, those models that are really just an arm holding a gun attached to a floating camera. You're shooting aliens in the Black Mesa Research Facility, or blasting Ultor Corp on Mars, and you look down, and you don't have any legs! I'd probably base this list on the quality of a game that has an invisible player model, which should have a visible player model. All that polish in the BioShock games, and you can't give me a pair of legs when I look down? Sure, you can debug the game or whatever to see what the models look like, but that doesn't matter. Don't forget what will likely be one of the most notoriously horrible invisible first-person player model blunders of all time. That one from No Man's Sky. Remember when those two players couldn't see each other on that planet when they met up? It's not because of netcode or instancing, it's because the player models are invisible. You silly nillies.
Number 3.
Developers, with exception, probably don't think about this when they're trying to create horrifying creatures in video games. But have you ever played a game like Silent Hill 4 or Kirby, and thought, man, I bet it'd feel really good to put my penis inside that thing's face? Moments like that make me think I should make a top 10 faces that look like vaginas. I mean, the Smelter Demon in Dark Souls 2 is a really tough boss. Not because of its difficult attack patterns, but because of that truly bangable face. I could be watching Return of the Jedi and seeing Lando Calrissian's sidekick, or if I'm playing a Borderlands game and a rat guy pops out of the ground, I always... oh, God. I always have to set my sex mode to off to avoid distraction, but a top 10 faces that look like vaginas would still be a spectacular top 10 topic. This is the dumbest thing I have ever written for a top 10. oh God.
Number 2.
Sometimes in games, normal climbable surfaces won't do. Ladders are no good, and stairs and slopes are just impractical. For moments like these, it'd be really important to build a top 10 of contextually climbable surfaces. The Moss in Ocarina of Time, giant beasts in Shadow of the Colossus, Vega's Cage in Street Fighter, that weird fucker. Games like Uncharted and Mirror's Edge have contextually climbable surfaces that are highlighted to make it easy on players that are too stupid to not know where to go next. Even old PlayStation classics like Croc would be great for this list. Number 1 would undoubtedly be the Wall of Honey in DKC 2. Look at that! This is the Super Nintendo, and the monkeys have animations where they take a bite of the sweet stuff while they're climbing. Ah, that's awesome!
It's number 1.
You're playing a game, you're having a good time, you're on the precipice of greatness, and your finger slips into a screw hole on the back of a controller. It displeases you, and you perish in your game. Devastation, loss, confusion, questions pop into your head. Why did this happen to me? How will I ever be the same again? Only the finest of controllers have screw hole arrangements that are pleasing. If I were to count down the most adequate of screw holes on the back of a controller, number 2 would be the Xbox One controller. But what's number 1, you ask? Ooh, yeah! Look at that! You know what the most pleasing screw hole layout is? A layout with no screw holes. And there's no other controller with a smoother ass out there than the Ouya's. And the Ouya's never been number 1 at anything, except for failing expectations. Shout out to a great popsicle for that entry.